Okay, everybody. Welcome to Pink Melanin Survivors. I am your host and creator of Pink Melanin Survivors. And I'm here. Last week, I was not able to go live. I wasn't feeling well. Still a little bit under the weather. Just, trying to make do. I didn't want to go another week without going live. So just so you know, if you're on Instagram, you heard a little bit of what I was saying because I was struggling here on Facebook, trying to get the Facebook live feed going. But so I work in childcare. I'm an infant teacher, and unfortunately, because of my health status, being a cancer survivor, I am susceptible to getting the baby germs. So, we have tis the season for all the children to be snotty and have a little cough here and a little cough there. And unfortunately, with those coughs and with those runny noses, you don't know if it's just a regular, seasonal cold or if it's COVID. So today's topic is breast cancer and COVID, and how are you as a survivor, or me, surviving in a COVID world? I will say it's very scary. Every day, that you come in contact with, people in general, people in general, you just don't know what you are liable to catch, what you're going to catch. I know we stay masked up here at work. I'm used to wearing a mask. When I was going through my chemo treatments and radiation and, all of that, I wore a mask all the time, most of the time. I'm not going to say all of the time, but most of the time. Now, mind you, I was going through treatments in 2014, and I was wearing a mask up until maybe the end of 2015 when I finished radiation. So, yeah, I was wearing a mask. So wearing a mask to me is not something new because I'm used to it. But, also wearing a mask now every day is a little challenging because, one, I have asthma as well as, other underlying health conditions. So being a cancer survivor in a COVID world is scary. Right now, it's like, in the beginning, I was afraid to leave the house. I did not want to leave the house, but I had to go to work, and every day I prayed that, every day I prayed that I didn't catch it, and I still haven't, thank God, knocking on wood. But, we get a COVID test, and I go for my COVID test tomorrow, and hopefully I get a negative result back. And but being a breast cancer survivor, so what does that mean? Does that mean you have to stay in the house like a hermit? Continue to live your life? I know for me personally, as this podcast is just through my experience being a breast cancer survivor, this is only just for me and through me, but I chose, and I still choose, to kind of stay in the house. I mean, I go out here and there, I stay masked up. I do try to attend some events, but not too many because you just don't want to take that risk. But when it comes to going out, I double mask, I stay masked up, whether people say, hey, you don't have to mask up, if you're vaccinated or not, I still feel as though whether you're vaccinated or not, you should stay masked up, because this virus is serious, is deadly, and excuse me, unfortunately, so many people have lost their lives to this virus. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't know, how many variants are going. We don't know how many variants there are going to be. I'm not here to talk statistics or, whatever. I'm just talking about what it's like to, me personally, to be in this world of COVID, and I can't stand it. I don't like it. Nobody likes it, but it's a scary thing. Every day I get a sniffle. If you get a sniffle, or if you feel a cough, or every time I feel a scratchy throat, I get terrified. I get nervous, because you're like, oh my gosh, like, do I have COVID? And it's crazy because I suffer from allergies. I get seasonal allergies. And that right there, you get the post-nasal drip, makes you sore throat, gives you sore throat. So to me, it's like we're living in a world now where anything could be considered COVID. And now it's like you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. And, it's like, do I really, what do you do? Like I said, with me, I choose to stay in the house most of the time unless I have somewhere to go. Like, especially if it's running errands or grocery shopping, or, here and there, I do try, like I said, I attend certain events, but I know these events are very safe. I know they're not overcrowded. So I do know that part, but I try not to do back-to-back events, because you just never know. You never know. But this world today now is a world where you just can't trust anybody. So, not saying you can't trust anybody, but you really honestly can't, because you're going to have people wearing a mask, not wearing a mask, and you just don't know who's vaccinated or who's not. I really don't want to share my views on this, because that's not what this platform is for. I try to keep it, I really don't want to go through that, but it is scary. It is scary. And I don't know. I chose this topic because, with me not feeling well as of last Saturday, like I said, working in childcare, you just never know what you can catch. Like I said, I work with infants. I work in a school, and every day there's someone coming in with a runny nose. There's a cough, and unfortunately, babies can't help coughing in your face. You know what I'm saying? Like, babies can't help that. Children, under the age of 1, I mean, you can teach them, but, sometimes they're so small and so active, they forget. And, so yeah, I haven't been feeling well because of where I work. And it progressively got a little worse over the week, but I managed to stay strong, Like, I was extremely tired all week. Just honestly, I was very, very tired. So not knowing if it was COVID or not is a little scary. Like I said, I get my COVID test tomorrow. We're going to hope that it is negative, and that's where we're at. But so I don't know. It's one of those, I'm sorry guys, my Facebook Live for some reason is freezing. Like, I'm sorry, give me a second. It's one of those Saturdays. Let me just tell y'all, not being tech savvy is one of the absolute worst things, because I'm pretty sure once I really learn how to get all of this together, I could be doing some damage with technology and with this podcast, because right now I am struggling. I am struggling to the max with this social media stuff. And it's funny because on my regular private social media, it's boom, 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 boom. But when it's time for me to go live and do this podcast, all the problems in the world happen and I can never get it together. But anyway, so COVID and breast cancer. You already have a weakened immune system because of your treatments and because of, everything that's going on with you, surgeries and whatnot. And then now we have to worry about COVID. First it was the flu, and any other germs, but now we have this big major thing called COVID. And how are you surviving? How are you surviving? How are you coping? How have you dealt with it this last year or year and a half? I mean, I know news medias are saying it's been going on 2 years. It doesn't even seem like 2 years, but when I think about it, it began November. I want to say November of 2019 is when it started, but it really didn't hit until February or March of 2020. So, did you guys hear that? It's raining cats and dogs outside, and it's funny because, like I was telling you guys, the neighbor's child next door, he howls sometimes, and it's like, it's so cute because there's like certain things happen in this house. Like, okay, like say right now it's raining and it's like windy. You hear the wind and the rain, and then the baby over there is like howling. So it's like, oh wow, like it's always like right timing. Like when we were watching Halloween, we were watching a scary movie, the baby will howl. So I'm just picking up on that. So when you guys hear that, that's the baby and it's raining. But anyway, so it's been almost 2 years since COVID. And it didn't hit, it didn't really affect people until March, I want to say, because that's when like everything shut down. That's when all schools shut down, and I mean, like that was it. So it's been almost 2 years, and I can't believe it. It really seems like only a year, but it's been 2 years. And this last year that I've been, living in the COVID world, it's been scary. I'll tell you personally, I enjoyed quarantine. I'm a big old introvert, just so y'all know. And I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but if we ever had to go back into quarantine, I am not mad at it. Okay? I felt like quarantine last year brought families together, but apart, if that makes any sense. So like, if you're with your immediate family, everybody working from home. I mean, a lot of people really did not like quarantine, but I loved it. I mean, like, I worked the entire time that we were shut down, like, because I was considered an essential worker. At that time where our child care center is usually for everybody, but then we had to shut it down and only open up for essential personnel. So that only required postal workers, police officers, and doctors' children. So those are the only children that we were able, I believe, anyone who's just considered essential were the ones that we had to care for and we had to stay open for. And I worked that entire time, but I worked half day. So where I worked in the morning until the afternoon, so I would work from 8 to 1, which was like the perfect shift Like, seriously, that was the perfect shift. And then I got home and I was able to spend that time with my family. And I got to spend that time with my family, and I loved it because I was able to come home. We were able to make dinner. I was able to help the kids with their homework if possible, do TikToks. I mean, like, we were able to do that, whereas any other regular day before COVID, it was like, go to work, and then you're like rushing home to do dinners, and then you're rushing home to help with the kids, help with the kids' homework. And I mean, it was just a lot. It was a lot on regular. So when quarantine happened, I was in my happy place. And if I could, I probably would have been one of the people to actually stay home the entire quarantine, but I didn't. So, but you know, quarantine was my thing. And honestly, like I said again, if we were to quarantine again, I'm not mad at it. And in fact, I'm rooting for it because we need a little downtime again because everybody's trying to get back to normal, and boom, 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 boom. Sometimes I wonder what happened to the world where everybody just worked a 9 to 5 and went straight home. But it is what it is. So again, I stay home most of the time, as you see. I have a lot of time on my hands, which is fine because I do not mind coming on this podcast for everybody. But I don't mind staying home unless I have to go out. I actually enjoy it. My children, on the other hand, they do not enjoy it, but they have no choice because, like I tell them, you know, I don't want them bringing anything home, but you just never know because all of my children play sports. My son's a wrestler. My other son's a football player. Now both twins are going to be in baseball come spring. And my daughter graduated, so she works with me now. Excuse me. And so it's like, as much protecting I try to do, you just never know. You know, you just never know if you're going to bring something home. You know, and that's what I get worried about, but you can't help it because it all depending on where you work, all depending on your surroundings. You know, COVID's a big deal right now. I hear a lot of people say that COVID affects them differently. You know, it could be mild, it could be severe. You just never know. But as far as me, I choose to stay home. I choose to mask up in public, whether people like it or not, look at me funny or not. You gonna see this mask. Let me tell y'all about this mask situation. I don't like it, but I like it. I'm used to wearing lipstick, as you can see. I was used to wearing my makeup, my lipstick, but at the same time, I like it because I forgot. Y'all don't mind me. Today, I'm just out of it. I am out of it. So if today's episode seems a little all over, it really is going to be all over the place today because I'm not in my right mind, but I really did not want to go another day or another week without going live. So we're just going to go ahead and talk randomly about this topic today. I don't know. Maybe y'all can join in and talk about, help me talk about what this topic is. You know, like, how are you surviving? How are you surviving living in the COVID world? You know, like, what do you do? Did you enjoy quarantine? Do you enjoy them? Do you mind wearing the masks? Do you, you know, like, how do you feel about living in this type of environment in this world now, because like I said, with me, it's scary, but at the same time, I don't mind it. I do not mind quarantine if we have to do it again. And I do not, well, I don't know, because now that we had our first experience with quarantine, people are probably not going to get those same benefits that they got last year, which I have my thoughts and theories on that. Well, my thoughts on that too, but I'm not going there. Because every time I think about it, I'm just like, they let all that money out a little bit too soon. That's what I'm saying. People needed that money a little bit more towards that fall, not that spring. Because if you think about it, people were still living off of income tax money and whatever, and they were still living off of their last few paychecks. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. That's just my mind frame. But don't pay me no mind. That's just my thoughts, my opinions. Nothing personal. I'm just saying I feel like people really needed that money a little bit more towards the end of summer to the fall. And I feel as though, I don't know. Anyway, so what are your thoughts? Did you enjoy quarantine? Do you mind wearing your mask? Because I really don't, and I really don't mind it. It's not a big deal. Quarantine's my friend. And honestly, I'm just one of those people that just like to stay home unless I have to go out, or if I want to go out. That's just how I roll. If I want to go out, yes. I don't like being forced to go out. But if I want to, I'm that type of person. My mood switches fast. So where it's like, I could be excited for something, and then day of, I'm like, I don't want to go. So when it came to quarantine, it was like, oh, I get to go home and don't got to worry about nobody asking me to come over or go out what? I was living my best life during last year. Last year was my best life. I mean, I was like, what? You mean to tell me people really don't got to ask you to go nowhere? For reals? Yeah, that's what's up. And honestly, I kind of still like it like that, because it's like I said, unless I feel like going, I don't want to go. COVID. That's the new thing now. COVID. COVID. I ain't going COVID. Anybody else think like that? Because I know I do. Do you want to go out? Girl, COVID. Do you want to go here? COVID. You want to go eat out? COVID. I have not eaten at a restaurant, out in an actual restaurant, up until one of my best friend's birthday party. That was the first time I actually went to a restaurant to eat in a year. The first time. And I was a little skeptical about that. Okay? Because I don't do, like, pre-COVID, before COVID. Let me tell y'all, the way my family is set up, we like buffets, but then we didn't like buffets. Okay? Because I'm gonna tell you about my sister. If y'all know my sister, she ain't right. We go, and she's on this live now. That's why I had to say I gotta tell y'all about my sister, because this girl, before sometimes we would go to Old Country Buffet, and that was only because we knew we could feed the kids in one setting, whatever. But the way her appetite changes so quick at the sound of one small cough. You don't know where the cough is coming from, but her appetite and her attitude changes so quick at the sound of one cough, one sneeze. It's over. She's ready to go. And so now here's COVID. And I'm sorry, y'all. She's not fooling with nobody now. I mean, like, she is not fooling with restaurants. She's not fooling with people. She's not fooling with food. I mean, like, even if you say, hey, my coworker, brought some food, or we had a pizza party or something like, COVID. COVID. So now that's the new thing is COVID, because my sister will be the first to tell y'all, COVID. I'm telling y'all, anybody who knows my sister Susan, if y'all know her, just watch or think back. Think back on the times that y'all interacted with her during a eating session that we've ever had. If we went out, or just, it doesn't even have to be food. Just anybody sneezing, anybody coughing. She'd turn a stank eye. She would turn a stank nose to you, and she'd run. She would literally, I'm leaving. I gotta go. Now we have COVID out here, and she's sitting over here like, She got them poor babies up in the house. They ain't going nowhere. I'm just saying, y'all. COVID then gave her the opportunity to stay a hermit crab for what might be forever. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, so I just had to put that up there because I just saw my sister jump on. So I just wanted to let you guys know, like, COVID has done a number, but us being the type of family that we are, we don't play them games when it comes to sneezing and coughing and don't let somebody blow their nose around food in a restaurant. Like, that's just turning my stomach now. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, I get it. A little cough here, a little sneeze here, hachoo, hachoo. I don't like that either. But somebody blowing their nose in a restaurant, I'm going to walk out too, because that's just rude, and that's just nasty, and that's just gross. If you got to blow your nose, go to the bathroom. Excuse me. Just thinking about that. That's just... I'm kind of glad buffets are shut down now. I'm really glad buffets are shut down. I mean, it's just not your thing. I mean, but even when you, like, order out and stuff, you just never know. You just never know. That's why we pray over our food, because when you pray over your food, always pray over your food, because you just never know. Especially with today's climate. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. We just don't know. And I don't know. I mean, I'm sorry that, we have to deal with this, but it's just the world we live in now, and I feel sorry for these babies nowadays, because, watching from a teacher's point of view, these children, especially little infants. Let me tell you about these little infants in this COVID type of world. Like I said, I'm an infant teacher, and got my Mr. Rogers sweater on. You guys will be seeing this sweater a lot, okay? Because this is my favorite sweater. I got it from Target. Anyway, so these little babies know. This is not regular. This is not normal. One, because they see their parents on a regular basis without the mask. Okay? They see their parents on a regular basis without the mask. Two, they come to school and they're ready to rip. And I'm talking about infants. These babies are 3 to 5 months old. And they know you're not supposed to have this on your face. Okay? I've seen my students, because I'm the infant teacher, I will pick them up and they go after the mask and try to pull it off. Okay? And they don't like it. And the fact that they can recognize me just by the mask, it's a little heartbreaking, because let me tell you how heartbreaking this is. When I'm at work and I notice that these babies only recognize you if you have the face mask on, and by your voice, they know who you are. So one day, I stood, 6 feet away from my babies. I'll put them on the other side of the room. And they're looking at me, and I would just quickly pull my face mask down. Hey, babies, how you doing? Whatever, whatever. They look at you like, who are you? And what did you do with my teacher? Until you reassure them that it's you, you're a stranger to them without your mask on. And I think that's heartbreaking, and it's sad. Because they don't know who you are unless you have this mask on. Isn't that hard? Isn't that sad? I think that is very, very sad. These babies recognize you. They know it's not normal. They know it. They know this is not how your face is supposed to. They know this is not what's supposed to be on your face all day long. They know this because when they see their parents come into the daycare center with the mask on, they're ready to rip the mask off. Let me tell you about the one little girl that I have in my classroom. Her mommy picked her up, and this little girl always tries to take her mom's mask off. Well, she accomplished it the other day, and it was with such joy and such victory that she did it. She ripped her mom's mask off and looked at me like, I did it. I mean, she had the biggest grin. She had the biggest smile and gave me the biggest stank face like, Miss Irene, I did it. And I'm like, listen, these babies know. They're smart. These COVID babies know. These pandemic babies, they know what's up. For real, for real. They know what's up. But it's also a little heartbreaking and disheartening to know that they know this is not normal. They know this is not normal. Even at 2 to 3 months, because I get babies at 6 weeks. Even at 2 to 3 months, they know this is not normal. Like, once they really start to grasp people, they start to realize, why is this on your face? My mommy and daddy don't have this on their face. Why do you have this on your face? Not knowing it's for their protection, but they know it's not supposed to be there. They know it's not supposed to be there. And it's a little sad because I do miss, interacting with the babies where you can teach them how to smile, where you can teach them how to do certain things, like just with, your whole face and facial expressions, even with the 1 and 2 year olds, teaching them emotions, happy and sad and angry faces. You need your whole face to do that, not just half of your face. And unfortunately, these children have to learn and pick it up through half of your face. They got to learn through the top of your face. And it's sad, but this is what it's like now, living in the COVID world. But I don't know. That's just where we're at right now in this world. But it's 32 minutes in. And I think from here on out, I try not to have this podcast so serious. So you guys just bear with me, okay? I've been researching and doing some stuff. I have topics and stuff that I want to talk about and everything like that. But I really do try to get, like the important stuff out the way. Like, why is it important to get a mammogram? Especially, if it runs in your family or at the age of 40 or close to 40, 35 really. Especially if you're African American woman or a woman of color, we should be getting our mammograms at 35 years old because breast cancer runs rampant in women of color, especially black women. And for those of you who don't know, that's one of the reasons why I did this podcast started this podcast because, I'm not saying we don't have enough platforms out here for women of color or African American women, but I haven't seen a lot. And I really wanted to be another voice out there to promote it, to promote making mammograms in African women and women of color normal. Like, we need to normalize that's not a bad thing. We need to stop being afraid of what the outcome is going to be. And that's why I did this. So, especially in this climate, because I'm going to tell you one thing that I shouldn't have done. But because of this climate, mainly, I know a lot of people are afraid to go to their doctors or are afraid to go to the hospitals and all that. Don't be afraid to go to those places that can potentially save your life. I know with me having Crohn's disease, thank God I haven't had any issues with my breast or being a breast cancer survivor, but I do have flare-ups often. And like last year was one of the worst, but I was afraid to go to the hospital, and I did not go to the hospital because of COVID. COVID was at its worst last year, and it's still pretty bad now, but I'm still terrified to go. And so it was hard trying to do the same treatment or regimens that the hospital would do to me, like putting yourself on a liquid diet. That's hard to do, especially when you don't have an IV in you pumping fluids in your system. So trying to make yourself drink liquids and liquids and liquids every hour is one of the hardest things you could possibly do. And putting yourself on a bowel rest is one of the hardest things that you can do, all because I was afraid to go to the hospital. And to be honest, I'm still afraid. And I don't know. I just feel like if me personally, and I don't recommend anybody doing this. This is just me personally. I feel as though if I can handle it, why not save a bed for someone else? A hospital bed for someone else. But most of this time, I cannot handle the pain that I go through when I'm having a Crohn's flare-up. Do I have the time to go into the hospital? I really don't. I have 3 children that I have to take care of. Granted, I know they're older teenagers, but still, who's going to pay the rent while I'm in the hospital? Who's going to pay the bills while I'm in the hospital? My daughter's the only one working. That's not her responsibility. And unfortunately, there aren't any programs that are going to help you out when you end up in the hospital to help you pay for your rent, to help you pay for your electric, help you pay for anything. So I kind of schedule my hospital stays, and that's bad. It's bad when you have to do that. So I'm telling you, please, don't let COVID put fear in you and going to your doctor or going to the hospital, because I did that, and I'm still doing it, and that's not good. I really need to practice what I preach, and I'm not afraid to say that, but I'm still terrified. I'm afraid to sit up in a hospital bed and not knowing if the neighbor next door to me, my neighbor in the hospital bed, has COVID. I'm afraid. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of that. So, it's just, it's one of those things where you have to make these decisions, smart decisions, because let me tell y'all, I don't make smart decisions at all. I'm going to tell you, I don't make them at all. I'm the person that'll give you great advice and won't take that advice, or my own advice. And that's bad. That's bad. I'm working on it, though. I'm working on it. I'm really working on it. And I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say this, but I'll give you great, excellent advice and won't take it. And I guess, it is what it is. But I don't know. So what do you guys think? Hold on. Here we go again. Hey, Uncle Timmy. Hey, everybody. I do want to say hi to everybody. Another thing, guys, let me know. I've noticed when I listen to my feedback, my microphone be way up high, where when I listen to it, it's like, bam, my voice is loud. So if I'm talking very low today, it's because I'm trying not to make sure, I'm trying to make sure this podcast is not blaring in your ear or like screaming at you, because I'm already a loud person, and me having to talk like this, it's a struggle. Because y'all know I talk like this all day long. I talk like this all day long. But I don't want my podcast to sound like I'm screaming at y'all. So I turned the microphone down today just to see if that works. Because I've watched the last 3 or 4 episodes, and I'm like, dang, I'm loud. Like, that microphone is blaring. I even got rid of the microphone. Like, I unplugged the microphone. I got rid of the microphone. I got rid of the lapels. I mean, like, I got rid of all of that just so that this podcast was not loud. And then when I got rid of that, I was still listening to it, and it was loud, mainly on the Facebook Live. Like, on the Facebook page, it was really, really loud, y'all. And oh, great. Thank you, Uncle Timmy. I love you, too. Thank you. I just be worried because I'm sitting here like, oh, my God, I'm over here screaming at these people, and they probably sitting over here like, dang, homegirl, loud. Turn your microphone down. So I just turned my microphone down today. I turned it down a little bit, and I'm glad to see that it's not that loud. But I really do appreciate everybody tuning in today, because I'm still feeling under the weather. Still not feeling well, as you could hear and see, but I had to get on today. I did not want to go another day without recording for you guys. But next week I am going to talk about something a little bit fun. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be fun, because this is supposed to be Pink Melanin Survivors through my experience, and I like to have fun. Anybody who knows me knows I like to have fun. Anybody who knows me knows I like to joke around. I don't like to be serious all the time, although this is a serious situation. Breast cancer is serious. We all know that. But I always feel as though if you can't find the joy and laughter and the humor in what's going on with you, then, I don't know. I just feel as though that's what makes you stronger, when you can laugh about your situation, when you can find the joy in it. Like, find the happy in the negative, because that's what I'm all about. I'm all about the happy, the positive in the negative, and that's what I want to do. And like I said, although we know breast cancer is serious, I'm going to try to lighten it up next week. So I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to do it. Okay? But again, I really do appreciate everybody for joining in and for watching, because it really means a lot. And again, like I said, please share. Like I've said before, please share this page, Pink Melanin. If you know anybody who is affected by breast cancer, especially women of color, this podcast is just not targeted to women of color. It could be for anybody, because anybody could be motivated. It doesn't matter, but I just wanted to be another voice to advocate for women of color, for us. And that's why I made this podcast. That's why I created Pink Melanin Survivors, because another voice is not going to hurt. We really need to get the word out there about our mammograms. I was 32 when I was diagnosed this month. I was 32 this month, the day after Christmas. So, although the Christmas season is my favorite season, it's still a very bittersweet moment for me, because I was diagnosed the day after Christmas. And when I think about it, and I still get teary-eyed. I still get teary-eyed. I still get teary-eyed. A lot of people don't see that part of me, but I do get teary-eyed because it's like, why me? Why me? And because I was already dealing with Crohn's disease. I've had that since I was 12. I don't know why I'm emotional today. I watched a movie today, you guys. I watched a movie today, and it really triggered something in me. And I feel like I shouldn't have watched that movie. I've been feeling emotional all day ever since I watched that movie. And if you want to know what movie it was, it's a really good movie. It's on Hulu. It was called Ghosting. The Spirit of Christmas. But I don't know why, of all movies, that movie triggered me today. And thank you, Erica. But it was like that movie today had me in my feelings today. Like, it really had me in my feelings today. And I'm still emotional from watching that movie. And it was a really good, funny movie. But I don't know. It was like the reality of that movie hit me. I don't know why. But anyway, so December is still a little bittersweet for me. Because, like I said, it's my favorite time of year. But it's also the month that changed my life. You know, like it's the month that changed my life forever, really. You know, can I say for the good? Yeah. Or else Pink Melanin Survivors would not be here. You know, I don't know how far this platform is going to go. I don't know where it's going to take me. I have dreams about it, that it's going to get really big. I mean, I dream about this all the time. Like, this is going to be something big, because it scares me with this platform. But all the ideas that I have for it is just unreal. Like, unreal. You know, like, I just can't, I honestly can't wait until, you know, I get to where I need to go, because the things that I have in store for this platform and for breast cancer survivors and for breast cancer inpatient treatments for women that's actually in treatment, I have so many ideas. I have so many things that I want to do because of my experience and things that, you know, certain things that wasn't available when I needed it. And that's why I created this. And I want this platform to get to where it needs to be, so that I can be able to help and be another voice out here for us, you know. But I really do apologize, because I don't know why that movie triggered me. Like, when I think about it now, like, I don't know why that movie triggered me so much, but it was a really good movie if you guys want to watch it. It was a really good movie. Like, I'm watching all the Christmas movies and everything, and out of every Christmas movie that was there, you know, like, there's this movie called The Spirit of Christmas that was on Lifetime, or Lifetime or Hallmark, and I love that movie. And I don't know if you guys ever watched it, but this movie was like, The Spirit of Christmas was, you know, there was a man back in the 1800s or the early 1900s, and, you know, I don't want to give the whole movie away, but, like, he was murdered, and then he just haunted his estate, you know, and then there was, like, you know, just that never triggered me. But this movie today that I watched today triggered me today, and I've been emotional all day. Like, it's been in my mind all day. I don't know why, but it's been in my mind all day. And then just for some reason, talking about how December is the month that I was diagnosed, and then thinking about that movie, it just brought the tears on. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I try not to think about it, but no. So, again, it's important to get our mammograms. It's important to get the word out, because women of color is being diagnosed rapidly at an early age. And we really need to get them early. We need to get, we need to stop this as soon as possible. Early detection is key. You don't want, I was stage 2. Thank God I was early enough, but it was not so early to the point where I have one breast. I have one breast. And it's one of those things where now I'm in a process of getting I'm getting the other breast removed in the new year. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, we really need to get the word out there. Oh, thank you. I done told them kids to do it. Thank you. But, yeah, so it's, we really, really, really need to go out there and get those mammograms as soon as possible. And, we really have to, yeah, I'm sorry. My uncle has me laughing. I gotta change the batteries in my smoke detector, so we hear the beeping, beep beep. But so we really, really need to just get out there and just don't be afraid, don't be scared, because I would have never known that breast cancer is very high in women of color. I would have never known that. I would have never known. But now that, I've been through it, and, we really, really need to get the word out there that at age 35, for us, we need to start getting our mammograms done. Early detection is key. And that's why I have this platform. That's why I created it. And, hopefully in the new year, I'm going to have more in store for us. But I'm going to keep rocking with y'all. And I hope you keep rocking with me for as long as you can. Because I have so much in store, like, for the new year. I have so many things, so many ideas, so many. It's just, I feel like 2022, because let me tell y'all, that's my favorite number. Just so y'all know. Okay? But 2022 is going to have something big in store. I don't have it with me right yet, but last week or the week before, I had a t-shirt made, and I also had, oh, thank you, Erica. And I also had a tumbler made. So we'll see what's going on with that. My Instagram people, give me a second because it's about to cut off. Hold on, Facebook fam. Let me go back on. Hold up. And video. And we are going to share. Hold on, y'all. Because my, oh, nope, not that one. But in the new year, I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Because, there we go. There we go. Let's just post that. I'm just going to post this real quick. There we go. Let me go back live again. I'm sorry, guys. Apparently, Instagram doesn't give you a long live, so that's why I only do 30 minutes. But, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, Instagram family. But yes, so in the new year, I have some things that, big ideas that I'm going to be sharing with you guys and everything like that. So stay tuned for that. Again, please share, follow, share to all your friends, share to all your family members. Just share. The more you share, the more I see it, and it get, this page, let this page grow. Let this page grow for our people. Okay, just let the page grow. You guys can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. I go live on Instagram and Facebook every Saturday at 9 p.m. You can also email me at pinkmelaninsurvivors@gmail.com. I'm trying to think what else. I believe that's it, but please, please, please just keep sharing, and follow this page. Anybody you know, I don't care if you make up fake pages and just follow. Just follow, and share it. That's all I ask. The same with the YouTube page. Follow, subscribe, because I only got 2 subscribers. 2 subscribers. But that's a good thing. 2 subscribers. So please go to the YouTube page, Pink Melanin Survivors. Subscribe, follow, like and follow every video, or like and share every video. Subscribe. Please, guys, also all I ask is that you like, follow. What is it? You subscribe, like, and share. Okay? Same thing with the Facebook page. Follow, like, share. Instagram, follow, like, and share. Again, if you need to contact me, you can inbox me through any of these social medias, or you can email me at pinkmelaninsurvivors@gmail.com. That is my time. I went over a little bit, but, you know, if you want to share your experience living in this COVID world, please don't be afraid to write it down in the comment section. Email me, and I will share your experiences on my live feeds. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining in. Peace, love, and blessing. Have a good night. I love you. Bye-bye.